Hey guys, Kenny Wisdom here, bringing you another Trainer Tip Tuesday, and this time we're going to talk about accepting change. So, for those of you who don't know, it was recently announced that all of the autumn regionals, and maybe all of the regionals for the year, but we're not sure yet, are going to be held in entirely the expanded format. And as with any big announcement, there's been quite a bit of debate and discussion on Facebook and forums and various forms of social media. So before I get into any of this, I have pretty strong opinions, and I want to let you all know that your opinions, your feelings are valid. Everyone has valid opinions and feelings, and everyone has a right to feel however they want to feel. And more than anything, I'm just glad that we have a big enough group of passionate players to have these kinds of discussions. Lots of other games or communities aren't this passionate, so they can have these kind of discussions. And if players ever stop disagreeing about things and you don't hear anything on Verbank about a new decision, that's when you know the game is in a bad place. So with that being said, my opinion is that everyone is taking things a little bit too far. In order to make this video as clear as possible, let me break this issue down into two categories that I believe are the most people that are upset about. The first issue is the idea that expanded is a bad format. To which I say you haven't even played it. There's going to be an entirely new set between now and the time the regionals happens. We'll have tournament results from worlds that will be in standard, but will affect the metagame. And writing the entire format off based on an experience of the format last year isn't very fair, I don't think. Additionally, I think part of the reason that expanded wasn't accepted was that players only cared about it if they made day 2 or top 8, and so very few players actively tested the format, actively looked into it, and I think that with the new cards and the new incentive to play expanded, we'll see a lot of people kind of be testing the format, be evolving it, and it will kind of lead to this evolution where the format's much more fun. I don't want to say more diverse, but at least there'll be different decks. I think once people dive deep and really care about the format, that's when it starts getting good. So the second issue, I think, is that most people feel that there are some kind of broken combos. Shiftry has gotten a lot of talk, other things have gotten a lot of talk, and the idea is that expanded will become a degenerate format because of it. And again, the argument I would use against this is that the logic is we still haven't played the format. All my years of playing Pokemon, formats have almost never turned out like people say they're going to be. Back when Lost World came out, everyone said that card is going to be broken and that Gengar would win everything, and the deck was fine, but not great. When Dragons Exalted came out, everyone said that Garchomp and Hydreigon would be, too broken, and again, Garchomp wasn't even a good deck, and Hydreigon was good, but certainly not broken. And I don't, we have a bad track record as a community of predicting these sort of things, and I don't think that any broken combos are going to surface. Cards will get better and worse, but I'm not too concerned about that. Additionally, to have this belief that no one involved in the creation of Pokemon has thought of these issues before, that no one who makes cards or develops cards has ever thought of Shiftry or any of these other things before is just kind of silly. I'm sure that the development team back in Japan tested the format, understands what's good and what's not, and I don't think they would force this format upon us if there is something truly degenerate happening. The logic isn't foolproof, of course. Pokemon misses things from time to time, but I have enough faith that that's not what's going to happen. And then, additionally, we have seen that Pokemon is willing to ban cards if they become out of hand. We saw Lysander's Trump card get banned in Japan and in the US, so I think even if there was something that managed to slip through the cracks, we would be fine, so I'm not too concerned about that either. And at the end of the day, I don't want to start an argument with this video. I don't want the comments to be all arguing and people spewing hate at each other. What I want to do instead is try and convince all of you to approach subjects like this with an open mind and try and be as positive about things as possible. It's clear that we all love Pokemon, and with passion and love comes some anger sometimes, but I think it's really important not to be overly negative or knee-jerk react to things. I think that does more harm for the game and the community than it does good. And like I said above, you're all entitled to your opinions, and I'm glad that discussions like this can happen, but I hope that I can convince all of you in general that it is best to give Pokemon the benefit of the doubt and save the negativity for when something truly negative pops up, which does happen. And when things that are truly negative have popped up, Pokemon has tended to change their mind. They've tended to fix things and try and help the community as much as possible. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. I'd love to know how you feel in the comments. I'm not going to say I'm 100% right. I don't think anyone can claim that, but we'll see. But mainly what I want to approach with this video, like I said, is just kind of changing the way that we view things and kind of taking things more level-headed, picking our battles, and kind of, I'm totally fine with people if Expanded is absolutely busted after Autumn Regionals, and please complain about it. Please email Pokemon, please post on forums, please let everyone know that the format's not good and that they made a mistake. But at this point, I don't think we have enough information to really make that happen. So, question for the week. What is your favorite change that Pokemon has made, whether in any kind, any rule change, any change to tournaments, anything like that? For me personally, I think it was making Swiss best of 3. I know it has its problems, and I know the time limit's not perfect, and draws are annoying, and Swiss best of 3 is tiring, but I think when used right, best of 3 is ultimately better for the game, ultimately less luck dependent, and I think it's a really easy way to kind of skew skill a little bit, so the more skilled players are winning the most. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your favorite change Pokemon has ever made is. My name is Kenny Wisdom, and thank you for watching.